This interview involved a lot of damage. But did we also trash a Tesla?
Bye-bye.
German pop band AB Syndrom think our world would look better without cars. That's why they called their new album Frontalcrash.
Ich in Angora, du in Bora Bora. Check mich aus in der Borderline. Leave me alone. Ich in Angora, du in Bora Bora. Check mich aus in der Borderline.
Many of the band's videos see them driving around with cars. At the end, however, there's always a crash.
Ich lass mich treiben, weiß nicht, wo ich hin will. Bis wir langsam untergehen.
As seen on the cover of their latest album.
Verbrennen so schön Schäfel.
Singers Anton and Bennett want to crash a lot of cars. But what about the world's best-selling all-electric? Let's find out if they also want to crash a Tesla Model 3.
The car probably will be becoming more and more useless.
The Tesla is a luxury car, right? It symbolizes wealth and it's a sports car, it looks fancy, it has a symbol of status. It's not directly part of the solution, I would say.
But before, I want to find out how driving this beauty feels like.
Driving the Tesla is a pretty silent experience. That's because of the all-wheel electric drive. We are driving the long-range version of the Model 3 with an output of up to 340 kilowatts or 462 horsepower. And that translates into 0 to 100 in just 4.7 seconds. There's also an autopilot mode, which makes driving this car a lot of fun.
Driving this Tesla is an incredible experience. It has no dashboard, which freaks me out a little bit, and it's only got 2 gears, one to reverse and one to go straight. I've never had that in any car before. But the most greatest thing about this car is this. Watch this.
Yep, it's my first time in a Tesla. Sorry, second try.
It drives on its own. It's madness. I don't need to. No hands needed.
Regenbögen ziehen. Und ich versink, ich versink.
Self-driving is also a common feature of AB Syndrom's pop videos.
Hello, how's it going?
Fine, how are you? You're great. What's going now, Tesla?
Anton knows this Tesla very well because he programs systems and algorithms for cars.
When I'm not making music, I usually deal exactly with these systems that are now working here in the Tesla, and we have this camera that points to the front, and then we have a screen that shows us what the system understood from the camera. And then you can see, like, we have this truck in front of us, and then we have another car further in front of us.
But the Tesla doesn't only have one camera, it has 4. Automated driving will have an impact on the streets of tomorrow, Anton believes.
We won't be driving, I mean, not in the very near future, but in the mid-term future, we won't be driving anymore.
Ich bitte Siri, dass sie für immer diesen Song skippt.
Bennett is the man with the lyrics, while Anton produces the beats. But that's not the only electronic element to their videos. Bora Bora includes a large drone flying over a red Mercedes. Looks nice, but what's this got to do with a car crash?
Our lifestyle as a society with all these fossil fuels and how this is not sustainable and leading to a frontal collision. And that's also on one hand side what the album is about.
We actually did a a song about fossil energy.
The song is called Shellöl. It's about big corporations that are harming our environment. And it's about us, because we still buy their products, and in doing so, becoming polluters ourselves.
Are we gonna end up in a frontal crash? And this is also what kind of like my hairstyle is about. Like we can be the crash test dummy and try out things as an artist and like drive this thing into a wall or anything. But better let's do this in art and don't f up in reality.
Well, today they can do it in reality because we are taking the band to a junkyard in Berlin. Not an ideal surrounding for our Tesla. So please, boys, behave.
What we see here is mostly the frontal crash on the level of the society, because this is clearly an essential part of our non-sustainable way of living. Having to replace a car every 20 years and then having to put it into a press, buying a new one so that the economy keeps going.
All these cars are filling up all the streets and you have so much space for cars but so less space for the people. This would be such a nice city without all of these metal thingies just standing around and taking up all the space.
True.
I didn't see that coming. They're not that critical in their songs. They even drive big cars themselves, for example in their video Bora Bora. The red G-Class Mercedes, built in 1980, has a petrol engine with 90 horsepower. Compared to our Tesla, an absolute polluter.
I think we use cars in our videos as a way to tell something about the people who are driving the cars. The car can be like a death machine. It's a weapon in a way. It can tell you something about the character, and this is what we want to do.
Ich in Angora, du in Bora Bora. Check mich aus in der Borderline oder leave me alone. Ich in Angora, du in Bora Bora. Check mich aus in der Borderline oder leave me alone.
Bora Bora is the album's love song. They shot the video in just one day out in the German countryside.
Bora Bora is a song about a long-distance relationship. And it's also a story about somebody being high up in the air, maybe in an airplane, and somebody being on the ground. Both of them trying to get a connection to each other. In the video, it kind of ends in a frontal crash.
Bennett and Anton met through a website for artists in Berlin and have been making music together for 9 years now. Their former album was called Plastic, now Frontalcrash, Full Frontal Collision. Their songs have an environmental message.
So in sake of nature and in sake of society, crash all the cars?
Yeah, I don't think it's possible entirely. I mean, because, for example, we would happily go on tour just taking the train, right? But this doesn't work because we cannot carry all our stuff into the train. I mean, it's easy to say, okay, let's get rid of cars, but let's stop car production altogether, and that might be a nice goal, but I think it needs to be done in a smart way.
How about this Tesla? Would you crash this one too? And choose wisely, because we might have to walk home.
This can be part of the solution, of course, because it doesn't burn, at least it doesn't burn fossil fuels. The city only consisting of these guys would be already quite changed, and if we manage to power them with sustainable, renewable energies, it's surely a good step ahead. We're not trashing this one. Also because then Deutsche Welle will get financial, or you at least personally will get a lot of trouble, I'm sure.
Lucky me. Unlike these rust buckets, our Tesla did survive the shoot. But ultimately, says the band, not even electric cars are the solution.
I think we need to let him through a bit.